Welcome to Knicks.com. I'm Jonah Ballow here with Kurt Rambis. We are at MSG Training Center preparing for a matchup. Well, I'm not preparing, but the team's preparing for a matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies. When you look at this team on tape, it seems like they're pretty consistent from a roster standpoint. They added Mario Chalmers, though, this season. How does it change their depth and their backcourt?
Well, Mike Conley's been out for a while, but he's right on the cusp of coming back, and he might end up playing against us. And he's such a huge part of their offense because he creates shots not only for himself but for everybody else. But the depth of their team has increased. Their ability to put multiple small defenders out there on the court that can do a lot of switching and be very disruptive. So with Allen, Chalmers, Lee, and Conley out there, they have an awful lot of very good defensive-oriented smalls that can wreak havoc with anybody's offense. And then you've got Marc Gasol, Defensive Player of the Year, who does a great job of covering up for all of their mistakes, and he protects the basket very well as defending post players one-on-one in the post.
Yeah, for quite some time now, it's been Marc Gasol, Randolph in the post, working the paint, Conley doing his pick-and-roll deal. Stylistically, have they changed that much, over this new season in the past couple years?
No, not really. They're still trying to put a focal point on Conley when he is playing, of handling the basketball and creating for himself and others, and also getting the ball, depending on the matchup, whether it's to Mark or to Zach inside. But that's the focal point of their offense, and that now they've added an awful lot of outside shooting. So it spreads the floor, it puts pressure on defenses to have to worry about those two guys inside, not only scoring but also rebounding, getting offensive boards, and then their outside shooting spreads everybody out, and you've got to be connected with them because they have guys that can get extremely hot from the outside.
Okay, from a coach's standpoint, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. You look at a team like that, and they seem to give up a lot of three-pointers. They, I believe Detroit was 9 of 16. Teams have shot well against them. Is that something that you isolate and then can attack, or is it you're just going to go out and play Knicks basketball, and if those opportunities arise, then you take advantage of them?
Well, it's part of their defensive philosophy. They're going to protect the paint first. They're going to shut down all avenues of teams trying to score inside. So they have multiple defenders inside, so teams end up swinging the ball around the outside, so they give up a lot of outside shots, three-point shots, but they are contesting those shots. They'll run it, guys, but their philosophy is we're going to stop teams from scoring inside. But that doesn't mean you don't stop as your offense of trying to penetrate, trying to draw their attention inside. And if they make mistakes, you get those high percentage paint opportunities. But if not, if you encounter a second or a third tertiary defender, then you've got to move the basketball on, and that's when your outside game, your three-pointers or your mid-range shots get open. But they do a good job defensively of helping each other. They do an awful lot of switching, and they protect the paint very well.
From this team and what you've seen over the past couple of weeks, some really good basketball, what have you seen as the biggest development so far that's not only turn things around in looking at the wins and losses, but actually the pace of play and the execution on both sides of the floor?
Well, we're getting better. We're starting to see the light come on. We know we got a long way to go as a coaching staff, but guys are starting to trust each other more. They're moving the basketball. They're executing better, whether it's in transition or in our half-court opportunities. So we're starting to see them connect as a team. But like I said, we still make an awful lot of mistakes. We still leave a lot of guys that are wide open where the ball should move a lot cleaner, and we would have cleaner opportunities to shoot the ball. But we've kind of taken a step back defensively, and that's been problematic for us. And we know that that's going to be the focal point of our team, that we've got to figure out how to stop teams or at least make it very difficult for them to score the basketball. And then we're trying to create opportunities in transition when we do get stops, when we do get turnovers. But that only happens when your defense is very aggressive. And we've taken a step back in our aggression level, and we're trying to turn that around now.
You talked about the connection part of that. Is that something that you can see flourish with players when they get in transition? Now you're seeing Langston Galloway putting a pass between his legs, Derek Williams getting out in the open floor, where they feel free enough to do that once the understanding of the basics are there and you can start to see their games flourish in that sense?
Well, we're still trying to get them to run the right way. We want to have a format when we run. Now, different people can be in different spots on the floor, but we still want that format to be executed. Now guys know where their teammates are, And then that connective tissue starts happening when they trust each other. They know that the pass is going to come. They know that their teammate is going to do the right thing. And that only comes over time when units and players play with each other so that they know and understand what their teammate is capable of doing, what he wants and what he expects, and just being unselfish. And that's a huge part of any offense, being willing to get off the basketball, see a better opportunity for your teammate, and be willing to move that ball on.
All right, finally, the hard-hitting question. Are you a barbecue guy?
A barbecue guy? I will eat barbecue. I'm not going to be. You don't want to eat when I cook barbecue, but I will definitely eat barbecue. And so you're going to ask me if I'm going down to Memphis if I'm going to have barbecue.
That was the natural segue.
Possibly. With the amount of tape that we've got to watch as assistant coaches, I might just be in my room ordering room service.
Okay, well maybe we'll sneak some barbecue into the room while you're working on your film.
I will entrust that you're going to do that now that you said it live, or is it live? Maybe half live on tape on television. So I expect a nice big buffet of barbecue.
You got it, Coach. We appreciate it, and maybe we'll get this sponsored by a barbecue joint.
Yeah, right.
There he is, Kurt Rambis, right here on Knicks.com.